Hey everybody, Alex Kazor, SteelersDepot.com, back to do another video analysis, second video of the week. Hope you guys all had a happy and wonderful Thanksgiving. Wanted to talk about Diontae Johnson today, and I know that Ryan Switzer is far from the most popular man in Pittsburgh, but seeing Diontae Johnson, a rookie back there, does make me miss Switzer a little bit. And this is not a defensive Switzer in totality. He was a guy that was very much low ceiling type of player, but when you're a punt returner specifically, at least, it's all about the technique and the details. And really, since Switzer's been on IR and Diontae Johnson's been the guy back there, he's made me nervous basically every single time. I'm kind of holding my breath and fingers crossed every time I see Johnson back there. So look at a couple plays from Sunday's Bengal game to kind of explain what I mean. This is a punt by Kevin Huber that's down to the 2, a great punt. And while I don't think anything Johnson could have done really would have changed that, I don't like the details here. Again, punt returners all about the details. So check out this punt. You know, Diontae Johnson knows it's going to go over his head, but look at the body language. I mean, whenever you signal this, you're not looking at the football, you're not doing anything that kind of signals that the ball is going to come to you. It allows those gunners to now know that that ball is going over Johnson's head. He's not fielding it, so let's go find the football and try to down it. So Johnson here, poor body language this whole time. I know it's a really minor thing, but punt returners are taught, you know, if that ball goes over your head, pretend like you're going to fair catch it so the gunners come to you, so the coverage team comes to you, the ball now bounces, and provided it takes a good bounce, it's going to roll into the end zone. Now again, this is a really good bounce, ball's going to go out of bounds, really nothing you can do about it, but I don't like the body language here. I want to have Johnson pretend and act like and try to convince and bait the coverage team that he's going to field this punt. He doesn't do that. It allows the coverage guys to run behind and now have a chance to make a play on the ball. Again, not probably going to make a difference on this play, but it certainly could down the line. So one last look at it, then I want to compare it to an example of Ryan Switzer doing this really well actually against the Bengals earlier this season. Okay, so this is an example of what I mean. This turns into a touchback, and this is really a touchback created by Ryan Switzer. Give him credit for this one. So what happens here is that Switzer acts like he's going to field this punt where he's standing, and it lets the ball bounce. So Switzer, look at the body language, calls for fair catch, squares up, looks like he's going to be able to field this one like he would on any other return where he's actually going to catch the football, and watch how it baits the gunner. Gunner's got his eyes on him because he thinks Switzer has the football, wants to be there in case it's muffed or whatever the case is. Might not know that he's going to fair catch it. And where's the ball? Well, now it's behind the gunner, not looking at the football, get a good bounce, and it goes for a touchback. This one should have been down inside the 5, a really good punt by Huber, but because Switzer plays great, an actor for it, should get an Oscar for it, the gunner now doesn't have a chance to make a play on the football. We didn't see that from Diontae Johnson in that last clip. He was not looking at the ball, didn't act like he was going to catch it. His body language was poor. Really good body language here from Ryan Switzer. This is what creates a touchback. This is what we're talking about details, because you're talking about a punt where in the last one, down to the 2. Now this is a touchback to get your ball to 20, 18 yards worth of difference. That is huge, especially for Steelers offense that is struggling the way it is. So the details matter. Diontae Johnson has a ways to go. But the issues Sunday weren't just about Johnson's body language. It wasn't just to that punt. There were multiple plays where I thought Johnson had an issue. Now, he fields this one cleanly on an open-air punt, but I want to look at kind of where his body's at and his posture and his positioning, because the important thing for a punt returner is as soon as you catch the football, you want to be going forward. Go to a training camp practice, watch these guys in the special teams, punt return drills, especially early on, very start of practice, and their first step is always forward. They want their body weight to be going forward. Here, Johnson catches it cleanly, so good job there. Ball security, most important element of this, but his weight's going backwards. His weight shifted backwards, it's not going forward, and look how long it takes for him to finally go forward. It's 1 step, he's going backwards, 2 steps, he's not going forward yet, takes him forever, turns out to be just a full-yard return. But again, I'm not saying this would have been a touchdown return or any sort of game-breaking play, but I don't like the technique. Weight shifted backwards, his first step is backwards, it takes him 2 or 3 steps to finally get forward, get upfield, and that's valuable time and yards wasted. Well, you could have got maybe 7-8 yards out of this. Instead, it's just a 4-yard return. So look at it one more time. Again, posture, technique, all need some work. Right there, still not going forward, still not going forward, still not going forward. Finally goes forward, only for 4 yards. This return right before the end of the first half was the scariest of all in the play I'm most dissatisfied with. This one could have easily been a fumble turnover right before the half, and had it happened, it would have been the most talked about play on Sunday, even more so than anything Rudolph did or really didn't do. I know that the aerial view doesn't give you maybe the best look at it. I'm a little hesitant to use TV tape. I'm going to use it for the next one, and YouTube copyright stuff, I want to use it as little as possible. But Diontae Johnson does not feel this cleanly at all. He's diving forward for this play, sees it late. He's trying to get under it. He's misjudging where the ball is going to land. And you see it right there. He's diving forward for the football. You don't have to be a football expert, John Madden, to know that's bad technique. That's an easy way to fumble that one. And plus, if you're falling to the ground and you lose control of the football, you're not going to be in position to pick it up. You're going to be on the ground. This could have easily been a turnover and a very dangerous play end to half. Again, this is end to half. Honestly, in this situation, just let the ball bounce. Your offense, you're going to be pinned deep. You're taking a knee. There's 20 seconds left. Your offense has not done anything. You're just taking a knee. You're getting ball at half. I mean, there's no reason to be aggressive on this punt. You don't want it to bounce, obviously, in that situation, just generally speaking. But given the circumstance of it's end of half, you're not really costing your offense anything. Just let that thing go if you're not in position to pick it up. So Johnston, very scary. Now, he had good hands. He secured the football. He made the play, which is good. Thank goodness. But wow, you do that enough times, it's going to burn you. You're going to put that one on the ground. And in a low-scoring game, a turnover like that would have been the difference between a win and a loss. Okay, last one here. We're going to roll the dice and use the TV tape. Hopefully the YouTube gods are nice to me here. Again, copyright makes me a little nervous with using some of the broadcast copy. That's why I prefer the coach's tape. Plus, it usually gives you a better look. But we'll go through this play quickly because you really can't see it from the old 22. But from the TV tape, you do. Not the worst example ever, probably the least egregious of the couple that I've shown here. But again, just are you under the football? Are your shoulders square? Are you catching it securely with your chest and cradling it with your arms? If you just catch it with your hands, it's easy to have yourself drop it. If you're catching it with just your chest, it's easy for the ball to bounce off and turn into a fumble. And again, this body lean right here, not catching it square, not getting under the football, not being under control. You want to be under control as a punt returner. That's how you practice good ball security. It also allows you to get upfield immediately, like we talked about earlier. Not quite seeing it here from Johnston. Just a slight misjudge, but that can be all it takes. Trying to run backwards to this one. He's back a little too far. Now he's trying to come forward. And right there, that lean in front, hunched over. Not a great carriage of the football. So, ultimately, it doesn't affect the return. He catches it cleanly. All well and good. But that's the stuff that makes you nervous and say, man, this guy might put one on the ground here. And obviously, the Steelers being in a tight playoff race, that could really be costly. So Ryan Switzer, again, by no means was a dynamic player. The numbers were poor. I think the issues go much deeper than just him, especially the kick return game. The blocking's been miserable for years and years now, but I always trusted him to have good technique, to be in position, and in some situations actually create yards by faking fair catches that led to touchback. So Diontae Johnson, a lot of work to do. It's common for rookies to be in this spot. I understand it, but man, it does make me nervous because I feel like he's going to put one on the ground at some point this year, and that could cost the Steelers really dearly. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, whether you are listening on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter at Alex_Kazor or follow on the website SteelersDepot.com. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.